Welcome back to my channel. In my last video I compared the old and the newer version of the Victorinox skipper, as you can see in the overlay here. And now I brought the older version of the skipper to my boat to try it out, as the differences between them were quite big, and I wanted to verify that it still worked in my different use cases. And it didn't take very long before I found some use for the screwdriver, or the pry bar. The pry bar being more a suiting term for the newer version, as it's much bigger, as you saw in the picture there. What's happened here is that there is some glue in the sliding function of the cabinet door, and I need to remove that to get the cabinet door to slide perfect without getting stuck. And it's been this all the time we've had the boat, but now I finally found some energy to attack that and do something about it, and it was a perfect time to try out the new old skipper version. And as you see, it performs the job fine. But as you also saw, it closed on me once and pinched my hand. So for this job I would actually have preferred the newer version of the skipper with a more massive pry bar style screwdriver. And that has a liner lock which prevents it from locking on your hand. And after all that abuse, I couldn't spot any damage on the tool at all. So it held up to that job perfectly. The next tool I wanted to try out on the older version of the skipper was the Marlin spike. And as you remember, if you saw my other video, the Marlin spike on the older version is a bit thinner. It's a couple of millimeters thinner at the base, and thus would be maybe a bit less heavy duty. And the most demanding task I have on the boat is opening and closing these deck fills, as it puts a lot of force on the base of the Marlin spike, as you see there. But it performed well, and I couldn't see any damage on the Marlin spike when inspecting it afterwards. The next thing I was interested in trying out was whether the stronger spring on the older skipper, as you can see it has a retention force of 1 kilo, and that is to be compared with a half of a kilo of the newer version. Whether that stronger retention force would mean any actual difference when using the Marlin spike. And as it's end of season here in Sweden, I'm packing up all the sails and stuff in the boat, and when doing that I needed to thread this cord on the sail bag through the tack of the sail, and for doing that a Marlin spike is perfect. And when playing around with the Marlin spike I couldn't get it to close on me once involuntarily, and I consider it a bit better than the newer version, as the spring is more tough and keeps the Marlin spike open a bit better. Thank you for watching, and please consider liking if you like the video, and subscribing also, so you don't miss out on more content like this. Thank you, and see you next time.